pledged in the fall of 1968, graduated in 71, and we'll always remember fraternity rush that year because during rush here at the SAE House I got reacquainted with a friend from grade school from my hometown in Webster City, Iowa. And his name is Andy Pruitt. And Andy was in our pledge class. I was a sophomore. There were two of us, Al Marshall and myself. And so we were with the congregate of all the first year guys. And so Andy, to this day, is still one of my closest friends, lives in Boulder, Colorado. And it's amazing to me the number of friendships that started here at SAE in the pledgeship process that are still very close today. Buddy Swift, doctor in San Antonio, Ken Smith in Minneapolis, both who were back last year for the reunion. Andy, Phil Paffley in Minneapolis, who is our pledge trainer, who's an attorney there and also has a home in Scottsdale, where I've lived since 1986. And could go on and on. Bill Frank. I've been privileged to serve on the Drake Board of Trustees the past 8 years with two fellow SAE brothers from that era, Judge Doug Lang from Dallas and Bill Drury. Doug was in the class of 69, Bill in 73, who's also who's an attorney in Phoenix. So I look back and reflect on the friendships, my experience in SAE, and not only lifelong friendships, but provided, I think, the friendships, self-confidence, all the things that served all of us very well later in life. Well, I think, and I can reflect on the numerous times when wearing this class ring from Drake that has SAE on it, that people have seen that, whether it was in the adjoining airplane seat, said, "Oh, you're an SAE," and whether it was a fellow brother. But I felt that SAE and the true gentleman, that and those words are still framed and they're in my office at home, and they mean something to me as much now today as they did in that pledgeship all those many years ago. I think that to me SAE stands for a great band of brothers, bond of brothers. I look at how my pledge brothers and the ones from my era here at Drake have distinguished themselves in so many various ways in the years. And I think SAE stands for a great ideal that still should be imparted to young men today. Well, I have stayed engaged at Drake over the nearly 40 years because of the wonderful people here, and I've tried to be philanthropic to Drake, not only in terms of money but my time. I've seen a lot of great people do that and share that. I think that Drake is now serving on the board for a number of years. There's a recommitment to the Greek system. I think with our chapter here at Iowa Delta, we're at a defining point where the quality of the Drake students continue to improve, but at SAE we need to do something not only with the chapter facilities to make it a much better living and learning environment, and I think those two things can happen and are not mutually exclusive. We can have a good time and be all the things that we think an SAE should be socially and personally, but at the same time achieve academically. And so I think the chapter house, we need to create that environment, kind of recreate how we felt when we had Tia here as a house mother. And part of that was standing up when a woman walked into the room and being a true gentleman most of the time. And that besides the chapter facility, we're also at a point in our lives where we're concerned about our legacy and what we leave and how we'll be remembered. And I think working with young men and talking with them about the ideals of SAE in a good living and learning environment is a good investment. It's going to take some money. We've got a great group of alumni here in the Des Moines area. I think that will safeguard that investment. And that's how I look at it, that I intend to contribute to this chapter for the facility, but also I think for what we'll do with the young men that become SAEs. And like other philanthropic things you do, it's an investment you make and part of your legacy.